Hello, I am AxelMC131 and welcome back to Behind the Blocks in Minecraft 1.8. And today I have a neat little archery system to show you guys. This is based on an idea I had a while back. Never really actually did anything for it. It was just a concept in my brain. I didn't actually put anything together. But I decided to have a go and actually put it together. And that is getting experience from Archery Practise. Now, you probably don't know, but I actually do proper sport-style archery in real life. Not professionally, God no, just as a hobby with my dad and my sister. And I thought that would be as good a time as any to call upon this. And this here is my zombie dummy, and here's my target, and I'm going to show you that I can, by getting headshots on this little zombie dummy, I can actually get experience. Not when I'm this close. There we go. So it says, good try, stand further back from the target to earn experience. And it will actually give me experience just from practicing. So I've got to be behind this red line that you can see here. This is my archery range. I'm just going to stand behind the red line and trying to get a headshot again. Dink! And it gives me a few XP points you can see at the bottom of the screen there. Let's go do that again. I do have to reset it every time because it breaks the zombie head. That's all part of the system. Dink! And it actually will work if I stand even further back, although it doesn't give me any more experience at that point, it just is harder. Boom! Headshot. So this is just a fun little thing I think could be quite cool in survival maps to get just farm experience a little bit. Or in perhaps an adventure map. And maybe make it so that you lose the arrow if you actually do that, but I haven't made it. And this works with any zombie head. If I just go into game mode 1, and also in any place except on a wall. So if I just take the zombie head and chuck it over there, it will still work there. Because the arrow is detecting the block. However, it won't work if the head is on a wall. So there's a difference between the head being on the floor and on the wall, you can see there. If he's on a wall, it won't work. He has to be on the floor or on top of a block. And it will still work. However, it will work with any head, I believe. So if I grab the skeleton and the wither skull and the Steve head and the creeper head, so let's just grab the skeleton, the wither, the player, the creeper, and the zombie, and we'll just play ducks in a row. Dink. Oh, I missed that one. That was impressive. Dink. So it works with any head as long as it's on the ground, on top of a block, rather than on the side of it. And it does break the head so that you do get it back. Now I know that you normally don't get heads in survival, so you will have to cheat those in, or if you're doing this for an adventure map, make a system where you get the head initially. But this is just a little target dummy that I like to set up, just for a little bit of authenticity, my little zombie target. And we can stand back and fire away at this again. And that's it. That's all the system. All the system really does. It's just a little way to farm experience. And what have I got now? I've got. Oh look, I'm already up to level 3 just from repeatedly firing arrows at zombie heads. Right. So I'll quickly show you the redstone. It's very simple. This is all there is to it. Everything here is running off this set block clock, which you should have seen many times before. Then we have this command block here, which is testing for the nearest player with a bowFire minimum score of 1. Now, two things. This is a scoreboard objective that's very standard, however it's not a dummy objective, so we'll go into this, we'll go scoreboard, players, not scoreboard players, hang on a minute, scoreboard objectives, add bowFire, like that, and it is stat.useItem.minecraft.bow, like that. And what that means is that you will get a score of 1 on that score every time you fire a bow, which is a nice little way of counting it. So you can see the score on the right side of the screen there. When I fire a bow, it goes up to 1. And then it resets it back to 0 over here. Now, I don't know if this is multiplayer friendly. It should be, but only if you only have one person firing at a time. So that may need some testing. So just bear that in mind. It may be a bit buggy if you have several people firing at a target at once. And it will not be very good at deciding who to give the experience to. Anyway. So this is testing for any player with a bowFire minimum score of 1, and if it finds one, so someone's just fired an arrow, it's then going to do a few execute commands. So first of all, this is how we're executing at the arrow. We're using an execute at entity type equals arrow, and we're going to go detect. And we're going to detect the block that it's in to be a skull with the data value of 1. And the data value of 1 for a skull is when it's sitting on top of a block. The other data values are for when it's sitting on the side of a block, and that depends which way it's facing. Believe it or not, this is an interesting little bit of trivia I discovered with this. This skull has a data value of 1, so does that one, so does that one, and so does that one. It doesn't matter what rotation they have as long as they're on top of the block. But that does not have a data value of 1, and neither does that, and etc. But as long as it's on top of a block, it has a data value of 1, so it will always work in this system. So this execute detect, where we're detecting the block the arrow is in to be a skull, like that, that can just be copy-pasted into a few of these commands, because this is used like that in quite a few. So, if the arrow that you have just fired detects that it is in a skull, in other words, you hit the skull and it's stuck in it, it will give 3 XP points to the nearest player who has fired a bow and is outside 9 blocks. Or 8 blocks back from the target dummy. So that's RM, which basically means where range is within that range, this is outside of that range. So this is how I'm not giving XP to players within the certain range. So the XP will only be given to a player outside of that range. We also have, where's the sound? Here we go. The exact same command here, detect skull. We're going to play the sound random.orb, which is the little tinkle when you pick up an XP orb. Once again, at player with score, bowFire minimum 1, range minimum equals, range outside of the range of 9, tilde 111, pitch, volume, and minimum volume. And then we have this one, these are 2 tellraws. This is given to players within the range, which is the good try, stand further back tellraw, and that's in green. And then we have the nice shot, have some experience points for players outside that range. Then after that we have a brief delay, and then we have these 2 command blocks here. This one is executing once again at the arrow that is in the skull, and we're going to set the block that it's in to be air 0 destroy, and that just breaks the skull, which is why it resets every time. And then we go scoreboard players set, all players bowFire score back to 0. And that's it. It is as simple as that. It is just a little system to farm experience. I don't know if you think it's balanced or not. I don't think it is, really, but I think it's quite fun. And yeah, that's all there is to it. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. I've been AxelMC131, and I'll see you next time. Right in the corner. Nice.